Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Emma, your Crime Stories Obsessed. Welcome. And tonight we're going to be talking about the Idaho case and the new information that's come out. Hi everybody, I hope you're all well wherever you are in the world. I've just got my iPad off my little girl, and why does it always come back at 1%? You know, it never comes back above 1%. Anyway. So we've got some new information regarding Brian Koberger, and it's so interesting. And there's some wording in it that it's very interesting, but we'll get to that in a minute. So just wait for a few more people to come in. Welcome to the two people that are listening. Thank you for being here, guys. Hi, Carol. Hi, Angie. Nice to see you. I hope you're okay. So it states here, I got this from Fox News. It's quite interesting. And hi, webcam, fake channel buy. Okay. Not sure if I like the picture of your stomach anyway. So, okay. So about 60 major companies. Okay. Hi, Tina. 60 major companies, banks, and law enforcement facilities have been served with warrants for this Idaho case. And the contents remain under lock and key. So a judge has ordered the warrants to remain sealed and redacted. So we know that. And that's in the criminal case against Brian Koberger, who is accused, like we know, of stabbing the 4 college students. But the recipients of the warrants listed, that I'm going to read out in a second, were included in recent court filings, but we didn't see them. So now they're releasing this, and the reasoning is the same in each of the judge's orders, which total about 750 pages. And the documents contain highly intimate. Now, this word stands out to me, intimate. Listen to this. The documents contain highly intimate facts or statements, which would be highly objectable to a reasonable person. So what could they have on Brian Koberger that is highly intimate, and it's either a fact or a statement that he has given that they feel is highly questionable to a reasonable person? So that I find interesting. Hi guys, nice to see you all. Ali, Jody, Carol, Tina. It's nice to see you all. So now that really stood out to me. Highly intimate facts. So is that messages? Was he sending messages that they either saw or didn't see? Maybe they replied to him. Maybe it was to other women. Maybe it was on chat sites. I don't know. But there was some kind of highly intimate facts or statements from Brian Koberger, allegedly, which were highly objectable. Now, this next bit is really questionable. Excuse me. And it says, the documents contain facts or statements that might threaten the safety of or endanger the life or safety of individuals. So what do you make of that? There's highly intimate facts or statements that are questionable and, if released, may threaten the safety of or endanger the life of certain individuals. Now, are we talking about Dylan Mortensen here? Are we talking about the 2 people that were not killed? Is it something on them? Did he know them previously, and that's the reason why he didn't touch them? Because he knew them. Maybe he was friends with them in some capacity, and that's how he met the others that he ended up stabbing. I honestly think that Kaylee was not supposed to be there, that Ethan was not supposed to be there. And I think, given how, I don't know, it's either Maddie or Zana, I feel, that were the targets. One of them, one or both. Now, I know Zana was really, really out there. She was like the fun, happy one, the party one. She was dancing and drinking, and she was the life of the party. Maybe that appealed to him. Maybe he liked that because he wasn't like that. Or was it Maddie? The slim, blonde hair, blue eyes. Was that what he went for? I don't know, but I do think it was one of them. Hi, May May. Hi, Butterfly Den. So yeah, that part of this really stands out to me, but we'll come back to that again later. It says, given the high nature of the case and intense scrutiny across the country, because everybody wants to know about it, there have been concerns about releasing details that could possibly poison a potential jury pool. And I can understand that. He wants a fair trial. He's entitled to a fair trial. And I guess the more information that's out there, whether it be fact, fiction, whether it be people like us on YouTube just speculating and talking amongst ourselves, can it sway a jury pool? Possibly. But, they are supposed to ask a lot of questions prior to taking somebody on for a jury, a juror, that they have to not really know much about the case initially. They've not really got to have heard about it. I don't think they'll take you if you know about the case. As far as I'm aware, if you've been a juror before, put it in the comments, let me know. But I'm sure he will get a fair trial. Not everybody in the world knows about this case, and there will be people, even if they've got to take it out of state, so he does get a fair trial. So anyway, let's get back to this list. So this is the full list of warrant recipients. So every single one of these, and there's a lot, okay, have all been served warrants, because it's okay, the police are ringing up AT&T and saying, can we just have Brian Koberger's details? We want to know what, when and where he was on the phone, doing this, doing that, what he said. And they can just turn around and say, yeah, we'll send you it. And then they never do, or it's 3 weeks later or whatever. This, a warrant, means cough it up or you're in a lot of trouble. Oh, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. It kicked me out of my own stream. We don't have very good internet here. I am a long way away. Anyway, so this is a full list of recipients. Amazon, okay. I'm guessing Amazon is because they want to know, has he been purchasing online one of those hats? One of the ones where you've got just the eyes showing? Is that where he's been on to buy tarps or like an all-in-one black zip-up, like forensic suits? You don't know, do you? It could have had it could have bought anything online. So I'm guessing, hi Vet Girl, nice to see you. Hi Ro. I'm guessing Amazon is a good place to start. So they've asked for a warrant, and Amazon have been served with a warrant to cough up whatever information they have on Brian Koberger, any accounts that he's got, and what he's purchased. Now, there's a lot of banks here, and I don't know if they're just serving a load of banks just in case, or Brian Koberger has a lot of bank accounts. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, we've got American Express, Bank of America, Banner Bank in Spokane, Washington. You have to bear with me because I've never heard of these banks. We don't have any of these banks in England. Discover Bank, um, Elan Financial Services, Wells Fargo, Umpqua Bank. There's a lot of banks. I tell you, there is a lot of banks. Is there any more banks? I think that's it for banks. But yeah, there's a lot of banks. There's quite a lot of people here that have been given that have been served with warrants, but we'll get to all of them. So there's a lot of banks. Maybe they're wanting to see receipts. It's a good way of getting receipts. What is purchased and on what date? If he's purchased a knife, for instance, the day before or 2 days before, it's evidence that he bought that intentionally to use on that day. So that's a good one. So I think the Amazon one, that would be good. Now also Apple, and this is a brilliant one. They're going to get so much information from Apple. I'm guessing Brian Koberger has an iPhone or an iPad or maybe an Apple Mac. And there's so much information to be gleaned from Apple. You can upload the iCloud. I mean, they'll have one of these computer forensic people, and they will just upload literally everything off his phone. They'll be able to see what dating sites he's been on, what he's purchased and when, if he's used Apple Pay. There'll be so much information, photos, everything. So that's going to be a good one as well. Hi, Justin Farrar. Nice to see you. It's lovely to see you. What else have we got? So, yeah, lots of banks. And then this is interesting. Blue Ridge Knives in Marion, Virginia. Notice it's in Virginia, nowhere near Idaho. He's bought it out of area. Well, I'm saying bought it. Are they serving them with a warrant in case he bought it? I don't think so. I think he has bought something from there, and that's why they've served them with a warrant. Because can you imagine how many companies in the US sell knives? They're not just going to send a warrant to every single one of them just in case Brian Koberger happened to buy a knife from them. So I'm guessing they have some kind of receipt, or they've looked on Amazon, they've looked somewhere, and they've noticed that he's bought something from Blue Ridge Knives. That could be the knife, with the sheath that was left at the scene, and they'll be able to get a lot of information from there. I don't know what information you need to give to buy a knife, probably not a lot, but there'll be a receipt for that. And like I said, when he bought it will be a massive thing, because if he bought it 6 years ago, it's completely different to if he bought it 2 weeks before he did it. So they have sent a warrant to the Court d'Alene Police Department Forensic Lab. Now that's interesting. I can't quite wrap my head around that one. Why? They work together, don't they? Now I know it's Idaho and this is Cote d'Alene, so it's not exactly the same place, but it's not far. They work together. So what is it that Cote d'Alene Police Department Forensic Lab has that Idaho police feel that they have to ask for a warrant to get information from them? Surely they can just walk in and ask for that information. It seems strange to me. I don't really understand that one. Now, so maybe somebody can help me with this. Charter Communications. I don't know what Charter Communications is. I'm guessing it's something to do with communications. Is it like a phone company or something? I don't know. Never heard of it. Hi, Misty. Stephanie. Oh, all my friends are here. Thank you. Thank you for your support. I love you all. You are so kind. So Charter Communications is a cable. Okay. So would they be able to then tell what he's been watching on the TV? If he's been watching porn constantly, or whether it be, some kind of whatever it is he's watching on TV, whether it's constant murder shows. I mean, doesn't mean that you're a murderer just because you watch a load of murder shows, but given all of the other evidence that they have against him, it's just one more thing to add to the bulk, isn't it? You've done this, you've got this, and you watch a load of murder shows. That on its own, like I say, doesn't make you a murderer, but with everything else, it doesn't look good, does it? They may have telephone service and other services as well. Right. Cable company. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Thank you. Another bank, Discover Bank, eBay. Now this is a good one. A little bit like Amazon, like we were saying before. eBay's good because there's so much. I mean, you can literally buy anything on eBay, and we don't know what he wore that day. Did he buy himself a black or some colour, dark, forensic zip up suit, get rid of it the next day? Did he buy himself the hat? Did he buy himself black glasses? Did he buy himself some kind of belt? Whatever it is he bought, they can see. And it would be interesting to know what it was he was purchasing from eBay if he was using that. But they've been served with a warrant. Elan Financial Services, never heard of it, but I'm guessing it's some kind of financial thing. Idaho's Central Credit Union, Idaho Department of Labor. Don't know what that one is. Labor, I guess. Has anyone seen Michelle After Dark? She said she doesn't even think these items were found. It's just stating what exactly they're looking for. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, Samantha. Yeah, well, what we're doing is we're going through it. We're looking at each of them, because as I was saying before, he's obviously, if it is him, for instance, he's had to get a knife. They won't, and you can get knives from however many million shops in the US. But they haven't served a warrant with every single one of those shops in the US, or every single one of those shops in the Idaho area. You know, Barker's knives and Hudson's knives and Harrison's knives, or whatever they call the companies. They've only asked for a specific one, which makes me feel that they have some kind of reason to believe that that is where it was purchased. But it might not be, you know. So what else have we got here? So a lot of banks. Brian Koberger is dumb. His education wasted. Yes, I was thinking that the other day. But he's still not as dumb as Brian Walsh. But they're both evil. Yeah, I mean, if he has done it, which I personally feel he has, but I mean, everybody has their own opinions. I just think it's so sad because not only have these 4 people lost their lives, but Brian, I mean, I wouldn't call him particularly good looking. A lot of people think he's good looking. He's not my type, but you know, he's tall, he's dark. Somebody would have found him attractive. High vibes. You know, he's got a good education behind him. He could have got some kind of fairly decent paying job and had a good career and had a fairly decent life and been able to go on holiday once a year, you know. But he's completely ruined that now. If he has done this, it's so sad. So what else is on here? Verizon Wireless. So I'm guessing that's cable. And then Washington State University, which is a fairly obvious one because he worked there. So we know that they do have some information on him regarding his professionalism and how they his eyes creep me out. Yeah, they creep me out too. Yeah, I don't like looking at his face. Now listen to this one, okay? DoorDash. DoorDash has been served with a warrant. Are they trying to work out who bought the DoorDash? Surely they've been able to get into Zana's phone. If Zana or Ethan had purchased that DoorDash, it would have been on either of their phones. So, did Brian, and some people have said this, was it Brian? Now, it did say on the bag, because I saw it through the window, and on the bag, the food bag, it does say Canodal on it. So you would assume that Zana herself or Ethan ordered this food from DoorDash and it was delivered. But is that how he got in the house? As we know, there was no broken windows, no broken doors. And if you think about it, the food arrived literally the same time that Brian walked in, or they say 10 minutes later. I think he came in with the DoorDash delivery. I think he was waiting at the end, said, "Oh, thank you," took the DoorDash delivery, knocked on the door. I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting, isn't it? You know, it's just making me think, Vibes. It really is, because that's an interesting one to put on here. How many food outlets are there in the US, in Idaho? They're not on here. There's only DoorDash. So I can see what Samantha was saying about, you know, they're just looking to see. But if that was the case, then why haven't they got 4 or 5 other restaurant outlets on here that that could have given food? You know, I think that it's possible that Brian could have been the one that bought this DoorDash, because surely they could have got into Canodle's phone by now. Surely they could have looked at Zana's phone and seen that she purchased that. And if she did, why would they need the warrant for DoorDash? They wouldn't need a warrant for DoorDash at that point. Anyway, I'm rambling here. Emma, Kaylee's dad said earlier that he believes Brian went on Tinder date with Kaylee, and he said something inappropriate with Kaylee walking out. Yeah, but what, he said that earlier? Her dad said that. Well, we're getting to that in a minute, maybe, because on this list there are some dating sites. So we're going to get to that in a minute, because that's interesting. Okay, so we've got DoorDash. So that one's like playing on my mind. Inland Cellular. So did he have 2 phones? Maybe they gave him a phone for work and he had his own mobile. I don't know. K-Bar Knives. So that's 2 companies now for knives. That's the K-Bar Knives and the, where is it? Blue Ridge Knives. So 2 companies that sell knives. Are we suggesting here there's a possibility that 2 different knives were used and he went in with 2 and armed himself with 2 knives? Similar, but 2 knives? And they would have been able to distinguish that by the DNA left on each of the bodies, on each of the wounds, because they can tell, I know this sounds terrible, but they can tell who died first because they can see whose DNA that it wouldn't come back on him. Maybe you could be right there, Justin. That's an interesting thought, because if he was using a burner phone to contact all these people like Kaylee, Maddie, or whoever it was he was trying to contact, or other women, because he was linked to a lot of dating sites, he was using the phone maybe to talk to people on these dating sites and to text girls, and then it would never come back to him on his phone. Because if you've noticed, he's done a lot of good covering his tracks. You know, he's done a lot of things in order to cover his tracks. He's gone through the trash and separated it. He wore all black. I feel he bought one of those black forensic zip-up suits, did what he did, came out, took it off, and wherever the knife is, the suit is. That's what I think. And that would have prevented any fibers going on him as well. But yeah, a phone, that would be a really good thing, because with the phone, nothing would be linked to his phone. So they could look at his phone and they'd be like, well, there's no messages on here, Anna. Yeah, I think you're onto something there, Justin, you know. Okay, so the K-Bar Knives, they've looked there, they're wanting they've got a warrant for them. Now, this is the dating site one. The Match, it's called Match.com. We have it in the UK. I don't know if you've got Match.com there. But Match.com, the Match group owns 45 dating sites like Tinder, Match, OkCupid, Hinge, Plenty of Fish, and Our Time. So there's loads, 45 dating sites, and they've literally requested that Match Group LLC be served with a warrant, so that if Brian Koberger is on any of those sites and he has been messaging anyone, they want all the messages. They want to know what's been said. They want to know when it's been said, and they want all that information. So that's good. That's a good one also. What else have we got here? Any Instagram, all those kind of places. They want to know. I haven't got mute on. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me okay? No sound. Can you hear me now? Hopefully. I'll keep talking. Let me know. So the platforms such as Facebook, etc. Any PayPal, Venmo payments, Reddit. That's an interesting one, because we were suggesting that Brian was under the code name of Looking. And I did post some of this on my community page earlier on. We were saying that inside Looking, it was that they were Brian Koberger. Because if you look at what they were saying, they were literally, when everybody else was saying, well, what do you think about this and what do you think about that? Inside Looking, I'm going to throw this computer out of the window in a minute. Oh God. Reddit. So that's an interesting one, like we were saying, because we thought that he was inside Looking. Snapchat, UPS. No sound again. Yahoo, Walmart, Yik Yak. Can you hear me okay now? So we were saying about inside Looking, thinking that, that inside Looking was Brian Koberger. And that is interesting because they've actually asked Reddit for any information on Brian. They want to know everything they've got on Brian. Yahoo, so he must have had a Yahoo account. And it says that, he was a criminology student. We know all about that. So the ones that have interested me the most, I think, out of all of those is, first of all, where it says this. The documents that they have on Brian, 750 pages, they say they contain highly intimate, let's underline that word, intimate facts or statements, which would be highly objectable to a reasonable person. So whatever it is he said to somebody in a message or whatever it is highly objectable. And then this is worrying. If certain information got out, it could threaten the safety or endanger the life of certain individuals. Who? Dylan? The two surviving roommates? Why, if information was leaked, could it threaten the lives of a couple of individuals? That's really interesting. And I'm sure we will find all this out. And I cannot wait for June. Don't wish your life away, my mum always says. But gosh, I just want to know what's been going on. Want to know all the details on this case. I want to know what's been said. I want to know what's in all those messages. I want to know what it is that's been redacted and what intimate facts do we not know, and why, if certain information was leaked, it could endanger the safety of certain lives of individuals. Me out. all this um all this internet business. So I hope we've had a lot to think about tonight. It's certainly interesting that they've asked for certain things that we know of. They've asked for Reddit information from Reddit. They've asked for the DoorDash information. They've asked for DoorDash to give up any information. But why? Surely they can see on Zana's phone whether or not she ordered a DoorDash. So why do they need to get in touch with DoorDash? Unless they're assuming that he purchased it and sent it to her. So I'm probably going to go just because I am struggling with who's this Marshmallow? This is, they're not really actually saying anything. We'll get rid of Marshmallow. But yeah, there's a lot to think about. There's a lot for us to think about here, and a lot for us to look at and kind of pull apart in a way. But it must have quite a lot of banks. I'm guessing he's been on quite a lot of dating sites. And with that means he's probably been talking to quite a lot of people. And there's been intimate things said, highly intimate. And certain things would be quite objectable. So certain things that he said to people would be quite concerning. So let's just have a little look here. AJ Glam says, hi, long time. Yeah, hi, AJ Glam. Nice to see you. They just create suspicion on DoorDash driver. Defense wants to create reasonable doubt. Yeah, that's a point. Yeah, that is a point. Who else? We've got Candace. Yep. Newer here. Thanks for all your coverage. Nikita, thank you for being here. Hi, vibes. It's nice to see you all. And I do really appreciate your support. I do appreciate you all coming in. I didn't expect anyone to come in, to be honest, because I don't do lives very often. Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna go. I'm really sorry about the internet. We're having problems here. I'm upstairs. I'm sat on the bed. It's late here actually. It's like 11:30. So I thought, right, I'll sit on the bed and I'll chat to all you guys for a little bit. But thank you all for coming in. I'm so sorry about the internet. I've been having problems. I was on the phone to them the other day and I was a bit not rude, but I think they've reduced my internet service just because it wasn't particularly pleasant. But yeah, have a look. Have a look at Fox. I think it was Fox News update. It was really interesting. There's a load of stuff in there. All the list of all the people that have been served warrants. But I don't agree that they're just serving warrants willy-nilly to loads of different people. I think they're sending them out to particular companies for particular reasons because they feel that they have information that they need. So like DoorDash, etc., Reddit, but there is a long list. Anyway, yeah, vibes, technical difficulties. I'm about to throw this iPad out of the window. Right, so I'm going to go. Take care and have a good night. Relax, have a glass of wine, chill out, watch a bit of TV or YouTube, whatever. And if you haven't entered the competition, please do so. It's on the community page. And if you enjoyed this live tonight, please press the like. It's just a way of saying thank you. Okay, guys, take care, and I'll be back with you again soon. Bye, guys.